God says, I am about to shock the world with what has your name on it. At this very moment, a banker's hands are shaking as he stares at a screen that refuses to lie. A check worth trillions has just been deposited. No company. No nation. Just one name glowing like a divine signature, yours. Archangel Michael whispers, the miracle has already begun. You have 5 minutes to claim what heaven wrote for you. It begins with a sound. A soft, steady ticking clock. A sound so ordinary that no one pays attention to it, until it becomes the countdown to destiny. Somewhere far away, in a secured room where no cameras are allowed, a senior banker leans forward toward his glowing monitor. His breathing becomes shallow. He checks the system once, twice, then a third time. The number on the screen refuses to change. It's not an error. It's not a test. It's a divine transaction. A check carrying a number too big to process, a number the world has never seen. Trillions. Signed not by a company, not by a human, but by something beyond understanding. He scrolls down. The recipient field blinks slowly. The system loads a single name, and the room's atmosphere shifts. The temperature seems to drop. It's quiet, not the kind of silence that comforts, but the kind that announces something supernatural has just stepped into the room. The banker whispers your name. The sound of it doesn't feel ordinary anymore. It carries weight, power, purpose. It echoes in his ears like something sacred. The system flashes again, time-sensitive deposit. Recipient must acknowledge within 5 minutes. His hand shakes. He leans back in his chair and mutters, "This isn't real." But heaven doesn't deal in what's realistic. Heaven deals in what's divine. And while this miracle unfolds in an office, somewhere in the ordinary rhythm of your life, you sit unaware. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've been fighting invisible battles, feeling unseen, unheard. Maybe you've whispered prayers at night no one else has ever heard. But in that unseen space, heaven has been listening. Heaven has been writing. Heaven has been moving pieces on a board you didn't even know existed. God doesn't announce his moves. He prepares them in silence and reveals them in power. This is that moment. Archangel Michael stands like a sentinel in the spiritual realm. His sword burns with light, his presence unshakable. He watches the banker's trembling hands, not because the banker is important, but because you are. Heaven has chosen to mark your name with something unexplainable. The banker refreshes the page. The numbers glow brighter. He whispers, "Who are they?" The system doesn't give an explanation. It gives a declaration, chosen. The clock begins its loud, steady countdown. 5 minutes. It's not about the money. It's about what's been written. Heaven doesn't use numbers to impress. Heaven uses miracles to awaken. You are not here by accident. Your story isn't stuck. It's aligning. You felt forgotten. You felt like your prayers disappeared into silence. But heaven isn't ignoring you. Heaven was building something too big to rush. Every delay wasn't a denial. It was construction time. Every tear was a signature. Every prayer was a seed. And now, harvest has been released. The banker stands up, unable to sit still. He wipes the sweat off his forehead. He's seen fortunes move before. But this isn't a transaction, it's a heavenly transfer. His screen glows as if light itself is flowing through the cables. No error message. No fraud alert. Just one name. Yours. And at that same moment, far from that office, you feel it, a chill down your spine. The air around you thickens. A presence fills the room. It isn't fear. It isn't anxiety. It's something greater. Something holy. It feels like destiny just knocked on your door. You remember the nights you cried silently. You remember the battles no one saw. And in the middle of all that pain, something inside you still whispered, "Hold on." You didn't realize that whisper wasn't just your own strength, it was heaven breathing courage into your lungs. The countdown continues. 4:59. 4:58. The banker refreshes the page again. The number doesn't vanish. It grows brighter, clearer, stronger. A golden light begins to outline your name. The words, "This is the appointed time," flash softly on the screen. God says, "When I write a promise, no hand can erase it. When I choose a name, no power can deny it. When I open a door, no one can close it." Archangel Michael's voice echoes like thunder wrapped in calm. This moment was never a coincidence. It was written before time began. As the banker stands frozen, heaven moves closer to your story. Everything is aligning. The ordinary is about to meet the divine. The countdown keeps ticking. The numbers on the screen are alive, almost breathing. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. The banker doesn't know why, but he can feel it in his chest. This isn't just a transaction. This is something greater, something beyond every system he's ever trusted. The room feels heavier, like the air itself knows a secret. His heartbeat matches the rhythm of the ticking clock. And somewhere far away, heaven holds its breath, not in fear, but in divine expectation. You sit in your room, unaware of how close everything is to changing. Maybe your thoughts are clouded. Maybe you're still replaying old failures in your mind. The nights where you whispered, "Why me?" The days where you smiled but felt completely invisible. You've been waiting for something to shift, not knowing the shift already began the moment you refused to give up. Heaven never builds slowly because it's late. It builds slowly because it's building something that can't be broken. This miracle was never rushed. It was carved. Archangel Michael steps forward in the unseen, his wings stretching wide, their edges glowing like fire and light intertwined. His voice is calm but carries the weight of eternity. What is written is about to be revealed, he says. His words don't echo in the air. They echo in your soul. Because this moment isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. All the years that felt wasted were not wasted at all. They were preparation. All the pain was not punishment. It was proof that something was coming. The banker's hands hover over the keyboard again. The golden light surrounding your name intensifies. The system flashes another line, one he's never seen before. This miracle requires acknowledgement. He whispers, "What does that even mean?" And somewhere deep inside your spirit, you feel a pull. A soft whisper that doesn't come from outside, but from within. Say yes. Heaven doesn't demand your perfection. It asks for your permission to unlock what's already yours. The air around you thickens. It's not fear. It's weight. Holy weight. The kind that makes you aware that something greater is standing in the room with you. You can't see it, but you can feel it. It's like the ground beneath you is listening. Your heartbeat grows louder in your chest. You can almost hear your name being whispered, not the way humans say it, but the way heaven sings it. Like a song written before you were born. The banker looks at the clock. 3:59. 3:58. 3:57. The seconds slide away. He tries to breathe deeply, but the air feels thick. He looks around but can't shake the feeling that he's not alone in the room anymore. A soft wind passes through, though no door has opened. Something brushes against the edge of his awareness. And then he hears it. Not a human voice. A whisper. Gentle, but unshakable. Do not fear what is divine. Your name flashes on the screen again, brighter, sharper. The word chosen pulses underneath like a heartbeat. The banker steps back as the computer's light starts to spill into the room like a sunrise. This isn't about him. It never was. It's about what heaven is doing with your name. Because heaven doesn't need permission from systems to elevate someone. It just does. You remember the exact moment you thought you were at your breaking point. The nights where you questioned your existence. The moments where you said, "God, if you're real, show me." What you didn't know was that those words weren't ignored. They were archived. Every word you spoke in pain became ink in heaven's hands. And heaven doesn't waste ink. Archangel Michael moves closer, his eyes burning like living light. He doesn't speak with sound, he speaks with presence. His words don't enter your ears, they enter your being. This is the hour heaven has chosen, he says. This is not about earning. This is about receiving. You are not forgotten. You are written. The banker opens a file, desperate to understand what's happening. He's trying to track the sender. But the system gives no source. Only one name in the sender field, God. And beneath it, the same golden message pulses, appointed time. The banker swallows hard. He's not a man of faith. He deals with numbers, not miracles. But the energy in the room makes it impossible to doubt. This isn't fraud. This is holy. The countdown hits 3 o'clock. 3 minutes. Everything begins to change. You feel it now. That weight in your chest isn't fear anymore. It's a rising. A remembering. Somewhere deep inside, you know this moment isn't random. You know your story didn't end with your pain. It started there. Because pain doesn't destroy chosen people. It forges them. The light surrounding your name expands on the screen, almost filling the entire monitor. The banker whispers, "Why them?" But the screen responds again in soft gold letters, because they were faithful when no one was watching. Heaven doesn't choose based on status. Heaven chooses based on surrender. And your surrender has been seen. In the unseen realm, Michael raises his sword and touches it to the ground. The sound is silent to human ears, but in the spirit, it's a roar. A sound that shakes every chain, silences every doubt, and marks the ground as holy. A miracle isn't being sent to you. It's already yours. The 5 minutes aren't about creating the miracle. They're about waking you up to it. The banker stands frozen. He doesn't need to refresh the screen anymore. The numbers don't just stay, they grow brighter, stronger. They seem alive, like they're carrying more than wealth. They're carrying a message. A promise. A testimony. Meanwhile, your heartbeat aligns with something higher. Heaven's rhythm. The same rhythm that whispered to you when no one else believed in you. The same rhythm that held you up when everything around you fell apart. The same rhythm that brought you to this exact moment in time. The clock hits 2:11. The air feels charged. Heaven isn't asking you to figure it out. Heaven is asking you to believe. That's the key. Not logic. Not control. Belief. Because belief is the only currency that unlocks what's already written. God says, when I choose a name, I don't ask permission. I declare it. When I open a door, no power can close it. When I release a miracle, time must bow to it. Michael speaks again. Do not fear the weight. It is not meant to crush you. It is meant to crown you. The banker leans closer to the glowing screen. His reflection is barely visible now, swallowed by golden light. And your name remains, unshaken, unbroken, burning brighter than before. The world doesn't know it yet, but something written in heaven is about to break through the earth. You exhale slowly, feeling everything shift inside you. The waiting, the pain, the delay, none of it was wasted. It was all pointing here. To this moment. To this miracle. To this name. Yours. The clock keeps ticking. 2 minutes, and everything feels louder now. The sound isn't just in the room anymore, it's inside the banker's chest, inside your spirit, inside the rhythm of something bigger than both of you. Heaven doesn't rush, but heaven never misses its moment. Archangel Michael stands firm, wings wide like shields of burning gold, watching as the divine signature glows brighter and brighter. This isn't just a number. This is a prophecy written long before you ever knew how to dream. You inhale slowly, and for the first time, your breath doesn't feel heavy. It feels alive. It feels as if the air itself is aware of what's about to happen. You don't need to see the banker's screen to know something is shifting. The atmosphere itself has changed. The ordinary space around you has become sacred ground. Everything that felt impossible a moment ago suddenly feels inevitable. The banker glances at the clock again. 1:59, his hands are still shaking, but the fear is gone. It's something else now, awe. Reverence. He's looking at something no human has ever seen before. A miracle wearing numbers like a disguise. He whispers your name again, softly this time. And it's like the room itself repeats it back to him, not with sound, but with presence. The system flashes another line. It's not a warning. It's an invitation. Miracle is waiting. Acknowledge to activate. The banker reads the line over and over, trying to understand. But in the unseen, the meaning is already clear. Heaven doesn't need signatures. Heaven needs agreement. Your yes. Your faith. Your surrender. Michael steps forward, his voice not booming but steady, like a heartbeat wrapped in light. This is the moment heaven has been waiting for. The countdown does not control the miracle. The miracle controls time. What is written cannot be undone. You are not standing at the edge of chance. You are standing at the doorway of destiny. You close your eyes. For a moment, everything slows down. The noise in your mind quiets. The doubts lose their voice. You can feel every second, every heartbeat. You remember the pain, the waiting, the silence, and yet, through all of it, something inside you survived. That something is the reason you're here. That something is faith. Not the loud kind. The quiet kind that holds you together when everything falls apart. The banker looks at the screen. 1:12. The light is so bright now he can barely see his reflection. The numbers haven't changed. They don't need to. They're already perfect. Trillions. A divine number attached to a human name. Yours. He exhales slowly and says, "This is bigger than me." And for the first time, he believes. In the unseen, Michael raises his sword one last time. When the tip touches the ground, it's like thunder without sound, like a storm inside silence. Heaven moves. Chains snap. Locks break. Doors swing wide open. Every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered, every night you thought you were forgotten, all of it becomes light in a single moment. The banker hears the faintest sound. A bell, maybe. A chime that isn't from the system. A voice that doesn't belong to this world. God says, "I have never forgotten your name. I have never lost your file. The moment you thought I was silent, I was building a miracle too big to explain." The clock hits 0:59. The screen flashes gold, not like a warning, but like a sunrise after a storm. The words, "Miracle activated," appear, slow and steady. The banker takes a step back. His chest is tight, but not in fear. It's something else, the weight of witnessing something holy. Your heartbeat aligns with something eternal. You can feel it now, as if heaven itself just whispered your name across eternity. The walls around you haven't moved, but the atmosphere has. It's not about the number. It's about what it represents. It's about the promise that your story was never overlooked. The deposit was never just currency. It was destiny. Michael's voice fills the room. This is not a gift of chance. This is the fruit of faith. When heaven writes your name, no human can erase it. When heaven declares your season, no power can delay it. The banker looks down at the screen one last time. 0:33. The words are no longer glowing gold. They are burning. The screen displays a single final message: the check has been signed in eternity. It cannot be reversed. It belongs to the chosen. He whispers again, "Chosen." He can feel it in his bones now. This isn't just for anyone. This was written for you. You open your eyes, and the world feels different. Nothing outside has changed, but everything inside has. That's how divine moments work. The miracle doesn't just fall on your life, it becomes part of your identity. You are no longer waiting for heaven. Heaven has already moved. 0:10. The countdown hits its final stretch. The banker stops breathing for a second. The light expands, swallowing the entire room in a blinding wave. No alarms. No errors. Just the silent roar of something unstoppable. Archangel Michael lowers his sword, and a wind rushes through the unseen. The final second ticks away like a heartbeat before a new chapter. Midnight, the light doesn't explode. It settles. Calm. Certain. Unshakable. The screen fades into one final message: transfer complete. Written in heaven. Carried on earth. Irreversible. The banker falls into his chair, tears in his eyes, not because of fear, but because he's witnessed something no system can explain. And in that moment, a stillness enters your spirit. A deep knowing. God says, this was never about the number. It was about the promise. I didn't choose you because of your strength. I chose you because I saw your heart. Michael stands beside you, unseen by the world, but louder than every doubt you've ever known. His voice is like a whisper wrapped in thunder. The waiting is over. What was written before time has reached its appointed hour. Stand in what's yours. Heaven does not make mistakes. The room grows quiet again. The clock has stopped ticking. The countdown is over, but the real story is just beginning. Because heaven didn't just send a miracle to your name. Heaven wrote your name into a miracle. And once heaven writes something, no power on earth can erase it. God says, you are chosen. You are marked. You are next. And just like that, the world is no longer the same.